Good morning, good morning, good morning. So today I'm just doing a quick video for the Empower strategy that we use on binary options trading. As you can see on my screen at the moment, for people within the Academy, you will already know this scanner. It's called the Liberty Scanner. It's within our Academy. For people who are new to the Academy or new to this kind of video or trading, we are part of IMacademy Academy, which is an educational platform that has different avenues, different vehicles that you can go that is based around your lifestyle and your personality and what your interests are, that you can build multiple streams of income on the side that also have the potential to become your prime incomes. So the avenue and the vehicle I've chose is trading. So I'm just using this style of trading, which is called binary options trading. So as I said, I'm on the Liberty Scanner, which is in the Academy itself, and I'm looking at currency pairs. So the currency pair I'm on at the moment is the Great British Pound against the Canadian dollar. Now, as you can see on the screen, I've got 8 steps. We've got news, currency strength, consolidation, Bollinger Bands, Arrow, RSI, Stochastic, and S&B. These might sound a bit foreign to you or a bit alien at the moment, but over consistency and repetitiveness and practicing this strategy, you will pick it up very quick. That's absolute facts. It's a simple strategy to follow. The consistency and the discipline and the patience, that's where the real trials and tribulations come about. So I'm going to jump straight into it. News is our first confirmation within this Empower strategy. Now, the news, we open another tab called Forex Factory. This is where we check our news for the day. We check the time that the news is at. And predominantly, we are looking for red folders because red folders deter us away from that currency pair at that given time. If we see a red folder, we do not want to trade on that currency pair and definitely not at that time. Now, today, as it's Easter Monday, there's a lot of bank holidays, especially around Europe. So you can see these white folders. And the yellow folders means there's no bad news at the moment. There's no news that will deflect us away from trading those currency pairs. Now I'm going to just go to tomorrow to see what the news is, to see if there's any red folders, just to show you an example. So here we go. This is on Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, Wednesday, April 12th. So you can see USD, the US dollar, the Great British Pound, the Canadian dollar all have red folders from 8:30 a.m. onwards. So we will not be trading on Wednesday on those currency pairs, and especially not at those times. Usually if they're red folders though, I just stay away from them for the day and wait for a new day of news and see what it's like the following day. But as you can see, red folders on Wednesday, so I will not be going near them. But we are on bank holiday Monday today here in lovely Ireland. And as you can see, we have no red folders. Now we do have a bank holiday on the Great British Pound, because it's also a bank holiday in the UK. And then the Canadian dollar, we have no news. So we'll go back to our Liberty Scanner. We've checked our news, no red folders, so all is looking good. Now I wouldn't recommend trading on a bank holiday whatsoever, so I won't be trading today myself. But on any given average day, we are just looking for the red folders to deter us away from going in. So I'm just going to use the GBP CAD currency pairs as an example. So checking your news, that's the first thing. Once you've done that, you don't need to check it again before jumping on the markets, but make sure you do check it before going on to the markets. Our second confirmation is currency strengths. On the right of the screen, you can see we've got a list of currency pairs. In the alert panel, you'll see GB, USD, USD, JPY, Canadian dollar, CHF. So that's the pound versus the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, Canadian dollar versus the Swiss franc, the euro versus Canadian dollar, so on and so forth. They go down in many different currency pairs, as you can see. But we're on GB CAD, so let me just scroll back up. Where is GB? There it is there. So GB CAD, as you can see, there are these levels of bars beside the GB CAD on the alert panel. You can see the strength meter. You can see they're both the same strengths on this strength meter within the Liberty platform. GB pound is the same strength as the Canadian dollar, where I'm hovering the cursor over as we speak. So we open another tab. This other tab, as well as your news tab on Forex Factory, is going to be called livecharts.co.uk. This is the one I predominantly use. and the one I find most successful with this strategy. So on this tab, you'll see our currency pairs. The Great British Pound is stronger than the Canadian dollar. Why so? We have 5 bars here as opposed to the Canadian dollar having 4 bars. Now, this all determines whether we go in on a buy or sell in our trade, guys. So, as you can see, we have 5 bars on the pound compared to the 4 bars on the dollar, on the Canadian dollar, which means we go in for a buy because whatever the first currency is within the pair, so GB versus Canadian dollar, the first currency is your base currency. That is what you go in on your trade off. If it is stronger, you go for a buy. If it is weaker, you go for a sell. It is that simple. But the reason we use this tab and not just the Liberty platform is because this seems to be more definite and more accurate. So we come over and make sure always before trading or going in on a trade that we check on livecharts.co.uk to make sure the currency pairs are either stronger or weaker than each other. We do not trade once they are level or once they're equal strength. We always need to have one stronger or weaker than the other. So since the pound is stronger than the Canadian dollar, at this point, we'll be looking for a buy. Okay, so the next one, consolidation. Consolidation is sideways motion in the market. So the market only moves 3 ways, up, down, and sideways. It's always moving to the right, from left to right, always. As you can see here, if I just get, you can see here the market had a big jump up in this area. You can see it was slightly consolidating back here, which shows the market just moving in a sideways motion. And again, it's starting to consolidate as we speak right here. Now it's bouncing between these areas, the squiggly red lines and the squiggly green lines. These are known as Bollinger Bands. So once you have consolidation and the market is moving at a sideways pattern, as I've just gone over and showed you, you are looking for the price to be in these squiggly lines before going in or buy or sell. Since I said we are looking for a buy in this case, as the pound is stronger than the Canadian dollar, you can see that this last red candle finished and closed in the area of the squiggly green lines. That is our area of action. That is where we are looking to go in on a buy. This is the area that we will be taking our trade in if all the other confirmations are there. But vice versa, if we are looking for a sell, we would want the blue candles to be closing or broken through the red squiggly lines. So for a buy, red candle broken through or within this green squiggly lines known as Bollinger Bands, and vice versa for a sell in the red squiggly lines with the blue candle. So as you can see, it's there at the moment. So in the area of where we would want to be going for a buy. But our next confirmation we want to check, we see the price is in the Bollinger Bands where we want it. Now we are looking for the arrow. You can see in the middle of my screen, a big green arrow saying the call score. I believe it's 3 at the moment. But you want to see that green arrow because it signifies a buy within the market. The market is starting to go up. As you can see, it keeps flickering on this candle between oversold and overbought, and seems to be a bit indecisive on this candle at the moment as it's going from red to blue. But yes, you want to have this green arrow for a buy, and again, vice versa. If we were looking for sales, we would want to see a red arrow. And that's a fairly simple, straightforward confirmation. On to the next one. The next one is our RSI and stochastic graphs. Down the bottom of my screen, you can see these 2 black lines running alongside each other amongst red and green lines. So the top black line is your stochastic, the bottom is your RSI. These 2 lines follow each other around. But in this case, as we are looking for a buy, we would want these 2 black lines to be where they are at the moment, which is below the green lines. If we were looking for a sell, we would want these black lines to be above the red lines. It's that simple, guys. The 2 black lines follow each other around. When you're looking for a buy, you want them below the green lines, and when you're looking for a sell, you want them above the red lines. That brings me on to our final confirmation. You can see just above your RSI and stochastic graph the letters S and B. You can see in this area of the market S, S, B, S, and it's currently on a B, which is what we are looking for because we are looking for a buy. The S stands for sell, areas in the market where they oversold. The B is areas in the market where they overbought. So currently we are on a B at the moment. So we actually have all 8 confirmations there, other than the news, because as I've said, today is a bank holiday. We don't trade bank holidays. But if it wasn't a bank holiday, everything would be looking good there, as we've checked our news, or we would have checked our news, and once there was no red folders, we would have been okay to go in on this currency pair. We checked our currency strengths on the Liberty platform, compared them to our currency strengths on the livechart.co.uk. There it is there. Made sure that GB was stronger than the Canadian dollar because we were looking for a buy. As it still is, it is stronger than the Canadian dollar. The next confirmation, we checked that price is in the Bollinger Bands as it currently is at the moment. We then check to have a green arrow. As you can see, we have one right in the middle of our screen. Then we check our RSI and stochastic, we're below the green lines. We come to the bottom of our screen, we see the 2 black lines, both to be below the green line, indicating all for a buy, guys. So the next thing is looking for your entry. So an entry, you want to see these red bars and these green bars on the screen, the small red ones and the small green ones. They are areas of support and resistance, areas that the market found strong resistance within the market and also had strong support. Support is when the support will always be in the green area of the market, and the red areas, such as the red ceilings, they're known as, and the red squiggly lines, the Bollinger Bands, like I said, they are areas of resistance, and the green are support. So you want to pick your entry here. Now you're going to mark up a couple of entries, but you want an area that the market has tapped off frequently. It's an area that's been hit off quite a number of times, whether it be support or resistance, whether it be areas that were once support that are now resistance, or vice versa. They're the areas you want to have your entry at. So my entry, I will show you now, would have been, sorry, bear with me. Probably there, as it's an area that you can see has had numerous touches. The further we go back, we can see these areas of were support previously. Support, support, support. You can see it then became resistance right around the center of the screen. Then it was resistance again. It came right back down, came up, had resistance off this area, and now it is currently having support. So as you can see, this is the area I would have entered at. We were in the Bollinger Bands. We checked our news, our currency strengths. We are in consolidation, sideways motion in the market. Our RSI and stochastic at the time of my entry were both below the green line down the bottom of the screen, and we still have the B and the green arrow, both indicating for a buy. So I would have entered on my broker, which you will have to predetermine which broker you use. I suggest either binary cent or pocket options. I use binary cent myself, but I would have went across to binary cent. And the 3 numbers that you can see at this entry level, 701 on the right of your screen, is what I would have waited for it to align with on my broker and would have entered in at that point. And once the market at a 3-minute time frame that we win on the trade finishes above this black line, we would have been in profit. It doesn't matter by how much it finishes above that line. Once it finishes above that line, and likewise for a sale, you want it to finish below the line. So I hope I didn't ramble on too much and overcomplicate this strategy, but they are the 8 steps to the Empower strategy that we use on binary options trading. I hope this was of some help to you, and I hope that it benefits you and you can implement this strategy, take it to the markets, and potentially get the bag, get the profits. And yeah, let's get this money, guys. Have a blessed day.